Hey everybody, it's Daryl. I want to do a video on a fantastic weekend, long weekend, Friday through Tuesday, that my wife and I took to Indiana. We had a really wonderful trip. We took off Friday mid-morning. We have friends that live in a suburb of Indianapolis. So we drove, stopped at the Beef House, which is on the border of Indiana and Illinois, just mile marker number 4 into Indiana. Had a wonderful lunch, late lunch. And then they have a Tesla destination charger. They have 2 of them out front. We threw it on the charger for an hour because I have an adapter. Please see the video on the EV Con adapter from Tesla to J1772. So we can start using destination chargers throughout the country. So we threw it on the charger at the Beef House and had lunch, had a wonderful lunch. Love the Beef House. And then I think we were probably 90 or 100 miles from Indianapolis. So we drove on in, had a wonderful time. Our friends wanted to show us all the sights. We went down to Brown County one day. Beautiful place, just lots of shops. We spent a day going to antiquing, driving around different places. They took us to numerous restaurants. Please see all my shorts on those. I did one at every restaurant I think we went to. They were hilarious. Good food, really good food. We went to IKEA up in one of the northern suburbs, and every day we drove the 2023 Chevrolet Bolt EV. My friend doesn't have a level 2 charger in his garage, so I took along my level 1, and we would just charge overnight, get an extra 60, 70 miles overnight on a level 1. And then like IKEA had a charge point charger. I charged over there for an hour or so each time we went in. Down in Edinburgh at the antique, there's a big shopping center near an antique mall. They had a charger, charge point. I charged there for a couple hours one time while we were there. Just things like that. And we were fine. We were more than fine. We didn't need the level 2 charger, didn't need a supercharger or a level 3. We got by just fine for 5 days. And we took off this morning. Actually, we took off at noon. We went ahead and ate lunch with them, kind of a brunch. Kept visiting with our great friends. Huge shout out to our friends Rick and Marilyn. Just we love them. They're just great people. And then we headed back, and today, coming back to Central Illinois, instead of running on the interstate, we decided to just cut through, I think it was Route 36 that cuts straight west out of Indianapolis. Runs over into Illinois. It was just a nice drive. 2-lane, speed limit 55. We had a really good time. And we just kind of meandered today. No rush. We weren't wanting to jump on the interstate and drive 80 mile an hour to get home. So, but I kind of just wanted to do this recap to talk about what we did, how many miles we drove, how things worked out. So I'm gonna flip the camera and show you our center console and show you everything that popped up. And this is for our entire trip. So let's get that done now. Okay. I'll try to keep this really still. So as you can see, we drove 714.8 miles. We got 4.3 miles per kilowatt we averaged. 95% of that went to driving and accessories and 5% to climate settings, which, let me tell you, it was warm, upper 80s every day. We had the air conditioning on all 5 days. On the way over, our time around with our friends, our time back. It was continuous. No question, we had it on the whole time. So this kind of gives you a brief synopsis of where we're sitting and how things are looking with the center console. One thing to note with the Chevrolet Bolt, we never got back to 100% when I was charging it, and that's a good thing. If you want to do an entire trip, you don't want to charge complete, because this whole center console will reset to 0. This currently tells you that we used 164.5 kilowatts of energy during that trip. But had I charged it and let it charge until it was at 100%, it would have reset the kilowatt section, all of that back to 0. The driving and accessories, the climate, miles per kilowatt, all of that would reset, which seems like kind of something that GM needs to work on. I mean, people like us, if we want to take a 700, 800, 900, 3,000 mile trip, we want to be able to keep track of it. We shouldn't be just like this, where once it gets fully charged, that it would reset. So I let it get up to 98% a couple times, and then I just unplugged it. I did not want it to reset. I wanted to know what we were talking about, how many kilowatts we'd use. I want to know everything about the entire trip. So with that, I'm going to show you the steering column, our trip odometer, and let's go to that next. Okay, that's better. So as you can see, I haven't plugged it in tonight since we got back home, but there's a 714.8. We're down to the final 36 miles left on the charge. We got 12,534 miles on Thor, as we named it. We've had the car, it might be 4 months today. So we're averaging right at 3,000 miles a month. And as a part-time Uber driver, I think that's going to continue, and that's going to keep up. Yeah, so keep track of my series on monthly payments. When I try to get this thing paid off in a 12-month period, we're trying to get worked through with that. So with that, I may end up doing one more final recap on this, and we'll see if we can blend this video together. It's kind of new to me, but just stand by. All right, with that, I think we're going to close this video out. I'm parked in my garage. My level 2 charger's back here behind me. I'm going to get it plugged in tonight. I have somewhere tomorrow morning, first thing to go. I've got the charger set to be ready at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow. I've got to get ready, head out. I've got some other things I have to do. That's one of the nice things about the Chevy. I know they're all doing it now. You can have a time of departure. You know, you can set that for 7 days a week if you want to take off at 5:30 in the morning, 7 a.m., and it won't start charging until you literally will end up at 100% right when you have your time set. And so that's a big thing for us. We really enjoy it. And then when I do that in the morning, this will be all of our kilowatts and mileage and our trip. That will all be zeroed out. We'll go back to 0, because once I hit 100%, everything will reset. So that's just a little tip. If you in a Bolt, if you're taking a road trip and it's going to be gone 3, 4, 5, 12 days, whatever, don't. And also, if you set your charge, I only want to charge to 90%. If it reaches 90% and shuts off, it will reset that center console as well. That's another note that you need to be aware of, because if you just want to keep track like I did, I wanted to know the total trip. I want to know everything. This whole weekend, everywhere we went over the last 5 days, the 714.8 miles. I didn't want to say on Tuesday we got 4.4, Wednesday we got 4.2, Thursday we got 4. I just wanted the total of the entire trip all in one, and that's what I was wanting, and that's what we got. So when I did that, I wanted to make sure it was exactly like we wanted, and that's how I wanted to do it. And so I just made sure we just didn't hit 100%. So with that, I'm going to probably have to get Thor cleaned up. We got a lot of bugs on the front. I got to go to the car wash maybe tonight, get it all cleaned up, get her plugged in, juiced up, ready to go for my things I got to get done tomorrow. So with that, if you would, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We would appreciate it. We're going to continue to make videos like this in hopes that people will, it's something that's interesting to people that either are thinking about electric cars or have an electric car or do a little bit of traveling. So, and I'll get back to doing some more Uber Chronicles. I didn't do any the last couple of weeks. I didn't know if, if people really enjoyed them. I got kind of mixed reviews. So with that, let's get out of here. I just want you to have a blessed day. And please just be safe out there, would you? Thank you.